Melissa, welcome to the conversation.
Thank you.
You've been working with Hugh, your son, through the ForWord programs now for some time. Can you just give us some background as to how you got started?
I got started with ForWord through the psychologist at my son's primary school. I had Hugh tested for auditory processing, and his left and right ear were not synchronised. So when I was discussing the report or assessment with the school psychologist, she had said, maybe you should have a look at this program called ForWord. So that night I Googled it and I read up on it and I went, yes, this is everything that I'm looking for. I did. I signed up and I've since, been an advocate, and anyone that I possibly know that has similar issues, because it's very common.
So you were obviously very enthusiastic. Was Hugh as enthusiastic as you were?
Look, I was enthusiastic, and for me, the way I went about this with Hugh is I said to him, we're going to play a computer game, and it's going to slowly make you smarter and smarter and smarter. The more you play this computer game, it's going to make you a smarter kid. And he was like going, oh, okay.
And it was the iPad that he did it on?
Yes, he's been doing it on the iPad most of the time, but he loves it. And, we do it 5 days a week for half an hour every day.
Right.
And in our own place, that's the best thing about it.
So going on from the initial enthusiasm, were you surprised pleasantly at obtaining quick results, or did it take a little bit longer?
I think I noticed maybe within the first 4 weeks. So it was little things like just becoming a bit more patient and not. He was thinking about not being so reactive.
Oh,
so that was a huge thing for me. That he wasn't just reactive, doing things without thinking, is what his usual caper was. Thinking about his answers before, so if someone asked him a question, thinking about what he was going to say rather than blurting it out. He's a lot more patient and he's a lot more docile. He considers every single thing before he does it. His temperament has changed as well, I think. And just he's listening to questions. He's not selectively hearing what he wants to. So, there was a lot of the time that it was like, Hugh, 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 a lot of consistently calling out to him and him just being and daydreaming in his own world.
Yeah.
Whereas I think now he remembers things and he's a bit more accountable for everything now.
Can I ask you how it was being supported by LearnFast through this process?
At first I was a bit ambivalent, like to think that, oh, okay, someone's going to be calling me and what are we going to be talking about, possibly be talking about. I don't even know who this person is. But Caro is the person who I always speak to on a monthly basis, and the fact that you've got someone who knows exactly what the program is that you can relate to and say, oh, he didn't really get this part, and Caro always suggests ways to encourage your child or how to get around problem solving that, maybe it might be an idea to read from, left to right, or that's how you should approach it, or I can see that, Hugh was struggling or taking a long time to get, a particular program, and a good way or a suggestion with this approach would be X, Y, and Z, and you just I should have known that or whatever. So I think that support is important and it's helped me.
Was it the personal support that you found most important, or do you think you could have done that by reading some support material?
No, I think it's a bit more accountable when you're speaking to somebody. Reading material, for me, I've got a busy life, I've got the kids, and I'm not always available to read text. So, you know, having that commitment that I know I'm going to speak to somebody, that's an easier... And, you know, I make sure that those phone calls are when I'm by myself and I'm free and, you know, might be on the way to work or whatever.
Okay. Would you recommend Fast Forward to other people?
I have recommended Fast Forward to other people.
Okay.
I definitely. I can't praise it enough. And I've got a son who's turning 3 next month, and I've already said to Cara, at what age can I start my next one? Just because you know, with the Fast Forward, even if there are parts of that brain development that is already there, I just want it as an extra buffer because I want to give my kids the full potential of how they can maximise their brain use. You know, I wish there was something like this when I was little, when I was a kid. One thing that I've noticed that it covers an extensive part of learning. So, like I said before, there are parts that Hugh, my son, finds really easy when he's doing the program, and there are other parts that he finds a bit more challenging. And for me, I think that the parts that he's finding a bit more challenging, I think, well, wait a sec, this is where it's exercising your brain. This is your weak link that is now creating a strong link. That's the best thing for me. I love it when because I see the difference in him. I'm the one who's with him every day, and I notice, and I think everyone's noticed. He's, you know, even the vice principal said to me, God, hasn't Hugh grown up over the school holidays? It's unfortunate that it's people, you know, who have the financial means to pay for something like this. Why isn't, you know, public schools having this as a norm? Why aren't they putting the money into a program like this so it's across the board and so it's helping so many children?
So, looking back, how many months is it again that you've been doing this now?
We've been doing it since September.
Okay. So, what would Hugh say to you now?
What would Hugh say to me?
Yeah.
Like I say to him, well, when he started grade 1 this year, and he said to me after the first week of school, he said, "Oh, Mum, I didn't know what was going on last year, did I?" And I said, "Oh, no, you didn't really." He said, "I don't know what was happening." I said, "Well, you know, you're a smarter kid now, you know, slowly you're learning." And he said, "Oh, I know exactly what I need to do when I get into class. I'm organised and I know, you know, what I need to do." And I said to him, "How do you find school? Is it easy or is it difficult for you?" And he said, "No, I find it easy." So he's 6, and because especially with this reading that we're doing now, you know, his reading level is of a grade 2 at 2.4. Yeah, so he's like a mid-year grade 2 kid, and he's 6. He's turning 7. So his, you know, fluency is much better.
Right.
He's very good.